Hi, and welcome to GENO'S Picks, presented by the SBR Forum. Love these guys. Love that they give me a daily blog. Don't love that I went 2-2 last week. That's why I'm going to give you a great round of divisional picks this week. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? People that don't listen to us at GENO'S Picks. I'm trying to remember who said in their AFC preview that Mark Sanchez stunk. Oh yeah, us, because he does. And today it comes out that his locker room is calling him lazy. No duh. He had his best year this year in passer rating and completion percentage. Yet that's 58% completion percentage and a 78% passer rating. Really? Look, I know you were born in Southern California and raised there, and you're used to things being in the high 70s in December, but that doesn't translate well to your passer rating in December. You stink. It's over. Get Peyton in there, like we said in August. And now, let's get to the picks. My first pick, and we're going to go right in order. The New Orleans Saints are giving 3.5 to the San Francisco 49ers in San Fran. People, only 3.5? I am still not impressed with the 49ers, and I know they've covered every game except the two that we picked them. But what have they done? Who have they beaten? Let me tell you, the last legitimate game they won, I think, was in Week 10 when they beat the G-Men. Since then, they beat the Cards twice, the Seahawks twice, the Seahawks once, and the Rams twice. They lost to the Ravens. They beat a banged-up Ben Roethlisberger. They're not that good. And you think they've ever faced a quarterback the likes of Drew Brees, or a tight end like Jimmy Graham, or a running back like Sproles, his versatility? Or do you think any of the receivers not named Fitzgerald are as good as the third receiver like Lance Moore or Robert Meacham on New Orleans? They're not. And their defense is overrated. And if you like their defense is like a guy with erectile dysfunction. You get so used to winning with something soft and scoring with it that you think you're good with it until you come against a real unit. And then you're reminded what a big pounding looks like. People, the Saints are going to kill them because the Niners aren't that G-U-D good. Take the Saints, lay the 3.5. My next pick, the Denver Broncos and Tim Tebow are getting 13.5 from the New England Patriots in New England. Look, I know the Patriots are really good. I know they beat the crap out of them last time these two teams met a couple weeks ago in Denver. But I'm going to tell you something. I like Tim Tebow because of his head coach, John Fox, who finds ways to use him properly. Oh, well, Tim Tebow didn't fight off Denarius Moore. He didn't. But you know what he did? He has a coach like John Fox who puts him in position to win. And Tim Tebow can't drop the ball in like Rodgers can. Can't make the passes that Breeze can. But you know what he can do? He can complete an 8-yard slant when everyone's expecting a run and the safety's drawn in and he scores, and that's what John Fox does. Couple that with the fact that the Broncos defense is pretty good, and I think it's going to be hard to run up a score on them if they don't do what they did last time and turn the ball over 3 times. I just can't see Tebow doing that. To quote my buddy, he's going to be holding that football like a baby Jesus wrapped in swaddling clothes. Shout out to you, Swingin' Johnson. The point is this, John Fox knows what he's doing. And while they threw a ton of runs at him last time they played, I don't see that happening this time. In fact, I see a lot fewer runs. In fact, it's fitting that Tim Tebow is a good Catholic boy, because this week he's going to look like a Catholic girl that gets pregnant in high school. He's not going to see that many options. Am I right? People, take the Broncos in this and the 13.5. My next pick, the Houston Texans are getting 7.5 from the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. People, this game is about 2 great running backs and 2 great defenses. We know Arian Foster's great. We've seen Ray Rice and know he's amazing. We know the Ravens' defense is great, and I think we're all learning finally that the Texans' defense is pretty damn good, and Wade Phillips is doing a wonderful job with it. So what's the wild card? It's the 2 quarterbacks. That's right. You have T.J. Yates, who we really know is a good QB. He's really playing the position well, and he's going to be aided by a much sharper Andre Johnson this week. But here's something you may not know. Did you know Joe Flacco's completion percentage is 10 points lower in the postseason? It goes from 65% to 55%, and I think that is what's going to make the difference and help the Texans keep this one close, if not win. I'll tell you something, people. If you don't want to watch this game, then just flip on the History Channel and watch a special on World War II, because either way, you're going to watch a couple defenses try to stop a very dangerous Aryan. Am I right? And I'll tell you something else. You're going to be sadly disappointed if you put your money on the team that's famous for picking rice. Take the Texans and the 7.5. Which brings me to my lock of the week. or as I like to call it, pick number 4. The New York Football Giants are getting 7.5 points from the Green Bay Packers. Let me tell you, people, Green Bay's a really good team, and they beat the Giants in a close game a couple weeks ago. But the Giants are in the process of turning a corner, and that game that they lost was the end of a 4-game skid. Does that make them a bad team? No, because of those 4 teams they lost to, one was the Eagles, and the other 3 teams are playing football this weekend. The Giants turned a corner, and I'll tell you why. Because of that guy, Brandon Jacobs. He's playing like he used to. And remember the old days of Earth, Wind, and Fire? That's what it is. When he moves the earth and shakes the field up, it sets up plays for Ahmad Bradshaw, and it opens up the passing game for Hakeem Nicks and Salsa Boy Victor Cruz. And I'll tell you something else. Aaron Rodgers is good, and the Packers are good, and Ryan Grant is in the backfield because everyone's using the line, oh, all the Giants keep doing is facing Ryans. They beat Rex Ryan and the Jets. They beat Rob Ryan and the Cowboys. Last week, they beat Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Let's face it, people. The Giants have heard the word Ryan more in the past few weeks than an Asian on safari. And let me tell you, this game for Giants fans is going to have what the Asians call a happy ending. People, take the G-men and the points. Good luck to your boys, Joe.